We're going to park and drive upside down. If this is your first time hearing the name McMurtry, you're in for something special. We are an electric hypercar manufacturer founded in the UK in 2016 by Sir David McMurtry, one of Britain's most successful engineering innovators. Our vision is bold but simple, to build vehicles focused purely on the driving experience, not just for professional racers, but for anyone passionate about pushing limits. From day one, Tom and I set out to assemble a small team of elite engineers and dreamers, people who could move fast, think differently, and challenge what the industry thought was possible. And in 2022, we proved just that, when we claimed the outright Goodwood hill climb record, beating the championship-winning Formula 1 car. The car that did it, the McMurtry Spéirling, a fan car. It literally sucks itself to the road with 2,000 kilos of downforce, delivering acceleration, braking and cornering performance unlike anything else. We design and build our cars here in the Cotswolds in the UK, where our team has now grown to 70 people. The first customer cars are set to be delivered next year. Until then, we're testing and validation prototypes at circuits around the world like Castle Combe, Hockenheim and Laguna Seca, and breaking records along the way. And just this week, we've smashed the Top Gear lap record, beating Fernando Alonso's Renault Formula 1 car. And here's the wild part. With our Downforce-on-Demand system, we're about to do something that no one has ever done before. We're going to park and drive upside down. Not in theory, not in simulation, for real.
Hello, my name is Thomas Yates. I helped co-found the team here 8.5 years ago, and we founded the company to build the world's most amazing small vehicles. And what we're doing here today is trying to show how the technology that allows us to achieve those records in such amazing small cars is done. So the secret to our technology is what we call Downforce-on-Demand. So we use 2 fans in our car to suck the car to the ground. We have skirts on the car and we produce a perfect seal around the tarmac surface, just like a limpet. A question that we always get asked is, could the car theoretically stick to the ceiling? So we've decided that in good, true McMurtry spirit, in the spirit of Sir David McMurtry, who was a great pioneer, we've decided to show that that really is possible here today with this rig. It's really simple. So the beauty of our car is that there's no need for anything special. What we have here is a really solid plate. We've got some grip tape on the top of the plate to make sure that the car doesn't slide off when it's at 90 degrees. Let me show it to you. So on the underside here, as you can see, we've got some pretty solid reinforcement. That's to try and make it as stiff and as stable as we can. So we've got some nice structural reinforcement bars. To start the process, we've used these attachment hooks to try and make sure that we can safely test the rig. So I must admit, safety first, we've tested the rig with the car strapped down initially, just to make sure, first and foremost, that the rig works well as well. But there's no messing about. This is a genuine car driving upside down that we're going to try and achieve. We're running the whole thing here on a separate power supply to make sure that if we have a power cut, the rig doesn't stop and the car doesn't get stuck upside down. And we've got a bit of a crash mat as well, just in case. So we've decided to do this here at our HQ at Swinhay. We're so lucky to have such a beautiful setting. And my plan is to drive the McMurtry Spéirling up these ramps all the way up onto this platform here that you can see just in front of me. Once I've parked the car on the platform, I'm going to turn the downforce on, and on this lovely metal plate, we're able to deliver an awful lot of downforce. So the car gets absolutely stuck to the plate. And once the downforce is on, once the fans are running at full chat, we're going to rotate the plate 180 degrees, and I am going to be entirely inverted. Once we've done that, I'm going to put the car into drive, and I'm going to drive it from this end of the plate to that end of the plate. And as far as we know, that will be the first time ever that a car has been driven on the ceiling. So now you've seen the rig, let me show you the car. So this is the Black Falcon livery. We decided it was fitting to put this livery back on the car, the livery that we first ran in 2021 at Goodwood Festival of Speed on the Spéirling, because in 2021 we were asked the question over and over again, can the car drive upside down? The car's fresh from the track. In fact, this particular car did 500 kilometres on the racetrack last week. The changes to it are absolutely minimal. So we've topped up all the fluids to make sure there's no air pockets in the top of the catch cans, and we've made a small control code change. The control code change is just to make the car very benign, so when it's upside down, I can't accidentally floor it and drive off the ramp. So I love this black livery. It's a matte black car with falcons all over it, and the falcons are our logo, a peregrine falcon, which is the fastest creature on our planet. This is really just a taster of what we here at McMurtry try to do, and hopefully it'll give you a bit of a visual demonstration of the technology. If I'm lucky enough to drive off down that ramp a bit later, then hopefully we can do something even bigger in the future.
So what's step one in the process of turning our car upside down? We're here today to see Adam and Steve, who are designing and building our one-of-a-kind upside-down parking space.
I'm Steve from Extreme Motorsport. We're developing a rotating platform for McMurtry. They got this crazy idea that they actually want to stick a car upside down. These are actually used for rotating vehicles.
When the boss gave us the go-ahead to try the inversion stunt, it sparked all sorts of ideas in the office of how we're going to turn the car upside down. From using the Cody Dock Bridge in London to a manual rotisserie, or even on a rotating platform on a forklift truck. But we settled on the hoops idea because it allows us to have a real honest drive of the car up onto the platform, invert, and then drive off the other side in one take.
With the platform for this project, this is all made out of structural steel, so it's nice and strong. Each part is all laser cut. Added to this, we've also put some deck eyes under here, which have got a 5.5 ton rating per one to hold the car in the test stage. You can see how the structure bolts onto the loops. This is also important because it gives it rigidity in the longitudinal manner, lengthways of the car. We was excited, we love a challenge. It's always good to do something new, try something new, design something new. But yeah, we did think they are quite mental actually. But knowing what the car can do and seeing what it does around the track and how it, the vacuum it creates to the surface, I'm 100% confident it will work, but time will tell. From CAD design to development to fabrication and welding, this is where we are. We finally built it. We're going to give it a try, a dry run with nothing on it, just to see how it works. Fingers crossed, it does what it's supposed to do. that was a success. So yeah, keen to see it with some extra weight on it.
So we're just back from testing. We've been doing some control development ready for the customer car. A few of the things that we've got to change ready for going upside down is the cooling system and some of the calibrations. One of the things we've got to do with the cooling system is completely brim it so that there's no air in the system. The way a conventional cooling system works with a reservoir up top and then a pump feeding that reservoir doesn't quite work when you turn it upside down. So currently the plan is to take all of that air volume out and fill it completely with fluid so that we can't starve the pump basically.
So we've created some fantastic memories with Molicel, who are our battery cell supplier. They helped us to build the original Goodwood Spéirling, the car that broke the Festival Speed record in 2022. And they also helped us to build this amazing car that took the Top Gear record. Both of those records were done with the cars the right way up. This will be the first time that we look to run their cells the wrong way up.
McMurtry Automotive have patented technology in fan systems that enables us to generate 2 tons of downforce from 0 miles an hour. With the Spéirling, we wanted to break records. Being an electric car, putting huge wings on wasn't the answer. We went through all the simulations and realised that fan technology really was the only way to do it, but we had to make it much more efficient. Over the last few years, we've been developing it. We've had trailer rigs, we've had an ambulance with fan systems in it, and all of that was actually originally done on this bit of tarmac. So some of our initial work was literally going over that crest and trying to make sure that the downforce system could maintain downforce. And that was obviously at quite low speed. Over the years, we've developed it now so we can go in excess of 180 miles an hour with no loss of downforce. So what we're about to see of everything we've done is not actually that hard. Formula One cars, for example, have theoretically enough downforce to drive upside down, but they would need a lot of space to achieve that. What our car shows is that with downforce from 0 miles an hour, you're able to achieve that in a very small space. The reason why having downforce available from 0 miles an hour is not just a gimmick is because having whatever downforce you want available at any speed is incredibly beneficial to your lap time. With the Downforce-on-Demand system, you're able to choose the level of downforce you want for that particular track or that particular application. What this means is you're able to tune how the car feels, how it behaves, and how much you want to push it. And that means that you can really approach tracks and learn them and gradually build up your confidence whilst driving at the limit of the car. Last week, my entire engineering team, who are amateur drivers, were able to drive the car around the Top Gear test track and really experience what the car has to offer. They found that despite what might seem like quite an intimidating task, it's actually so approachable, and the Downforce-on-Demand system really reassures you as you go around the track. Within a few laps, they're really able to push and achieve quite impressive lap times. That means that we're able to go to places like the Top Gear track at Dunsfold, where the road surface is incredibly bumpy and rough, or we're able to go to Silverstone and go down the Hanger Straight at top speed with no overheating. And then finally, we can go to Laguna Seca around all of the undulations of the corkscrew. And all through that time, we have incredibly consistent downforce and a really reliable and durable system.
Like a lot of things we do, this has never really been done before, so we have to test stuff before we actually get into it. So before we turn it upside down, we're going to be running fans, testing out how hot the coolant gets, seeing how long we can run for. The last thing we want is for when Tom's upside down to drop him on his head. I don't think he would enjoy that very much. This is a really exciting project. It's all kind of come together all at once. We're fully into development of the customer car, which will be coming to fruition very soon for the first lucky customers that are getting it. So yeah, it's a really good time, really interesting time. The weather's amazing. Couldn't really ask for much more. So we've just got the car onto the rig for the first time. The guys are just swapping over to the wheel nuts we'll be using so that we can strap the car and test it basically.
I tell you what, do it, just go like stages. Maybe do 100, back it off.
Yeah.
Check the thread on the nuts, okay?
Yeah.
Then go 120, 150, and I wouldn't go more than 150.
So we're going to spin the fans up do a downforce test and see how much downforce we're putting and how much heat we're putting into the system before we start to think about turning it upside down. So the difference between the tarmac and the steel plate is that we expect to see less leakage with the steel plate, because obviously tarmac has little surface imperfections, whereas steel plate doesn't. So it'll be interesting to see the impact that makes on the pressure that we draw and the power that we use for the fan.
No one's ever done it before, have they? So it's
I guess everywhere.
does the downforce system really produce 2 tons of downforce upside down?
We're about to find out.
I've just plugged, well, I say I plugged my laptop in, I've got nothing connected to it, and I'm doing it all over Wi-Fi, which is, yeah, it's pretty cool, with a really cool view. Yeah, it's a really awesome place to be. Yeah, decent first test, just checking all the fan speeds, current draw.
The next set test we'll be doing are really to establish that the cooling system is working correctly as we build up to inverted. So we're going to slowly increase the angle on the car. So we'll start off going sort of 45, 90 degrees, 135 degrees, and then fully inverted with the fan system enabled. But working up gradually so that if there's any issues with the cooling, if we see anything that we don't expect to see, we've done that progressively rather than having any kind of sudden failures, which we don't want to see. Yeah, so we've loosened off the straps now, and really that's the thing that's going to be interesting here is how the car handles particularly the 90-degree sideways condition, because we'll have a G of lateral going through the car trying to slide it off the rig when it's up on its sides. With the straps tight, the straps that have been holding the tyres really nice and tight to that, we're now going to be completely reliant on the downforce that we're generating. So yeah, we'll see how this one goes.
I'm super pleased to be doing this. It's, yeah, obviously this isn't the real thing. We're nicely strapped on, so not too much to worry about at this point. Very excited to be doing some silly things.
Yeah, we want 5 minimum rotations with Tom in the car before we take straps off, just so we got some good proof of reliability.
I have to say, from the driver's seat, it doesn't look daunting at all, because like everything looks completely normal. I suspect even when the world is upside down, it probably will still feel normal in this car.
That's loose straps, so that is the first person in the world to park upside down with a fan car.
Yeah, they were too easy.
So we just ran the last test that we needed to do, which was unplugging from the car and running the car completely on its own. So now we're taking the straps off. They've been loose for the last few runs, so they've effectively not been doing anything. But this is the last test before we actually do the full-on drive on and drive off event, basically.
So here I am in the McMurtry Spéirling. This is the second prototype, the validation prototype that we've built. This car has just broken the Top Gear Dunsfold track record, and we're here today to do something that, as far as we know, no one has ever done before. And I have to say, I'm pretty nervous. So we're going to do our very best to demonstrate just how powerful the downforce technology is on this car by trying to park it upside down. There's no straps, it's purely suction force from the fan system and the skirts. So I'm so excited. I can't tell you how nervous I am, but I'm really hoping that we don't break the car just now. I am so nervous about this. Oh my goodness, if the car falls off, firstly I'm gonna get a bash on the head, and secondly, this whole wonderful, beautiful prototype that has broke so many records is gonna get smashed up. But we're gonna give it a go. Let's go! How long have we known each other now? So nearly 20 years we've been best mates. And I don't know, I think quite possibly in all that time that is the silliest thing that we've ever actually done together. Straps off, car upside down, you're just hanging there and you're just thinking, when is this going to end? Like, please don't fall off the ceiling. And honestly, what a feeling. It's still parked there and we haven't broken it. And it's been upside down under its own power.
That's for sure.
I really hope that it goes some way to showing everyone at home how this car actually works, because I know it looks like it's got loads of downforce on the rear wing, but the underbody is just so powerful.
Yeah, so today we've proven that the system works, that the car will hang upside down. It was great having all of the staff here watching it, because they've all put so much work in this car over the years, and now to all witness it driving upside down with Tom taking the risk for the team. So and can't wait to see it actually driving upside down tomorrow.
I just can't believe that 8.5 years of working together with the wonderful team that we've got here at McMurtry, and we get to do cool stuff like this. This is genuinely the best place to work in the whole world.
Oh, just look at this place, genuinely. Why are we doing it? Because we can. The numbers don't lie. With 2,000 kilos of downforce on a 1,000 kilo car, we have grip that literally defies gravity. The world has been asking us to do this ever since we unveiled this incredible car. Ever since the conception of our fan car, we've dreamt of driving it upside down. What we're about to do is a byproduct of chasing corner imperfection. Just like a 0 to 60 time of 1.5 seconds. It wasn't our goal, but the result of building it right from first principles. It feels like just yesterday that we sat around a blank sheet of paper dreaming up how we could make a mark. And now we have customers from all over the world who are buying a car that we built from scratch. They want the record-breaking performance that we continue to demonstrate.
I'm feeling quite nervous, I must admit. To put all this together now, to use the vacuum downforce to stick the car to the ceiling and to drive forward. It's going to be a world first. I really hope it goes well. Let's see what happens. Well done. Oh, did it? He actually did So one of the really awesome things about what we've done today is that this car here, the Black Falcon version of the McMurtry Spéirling, is very similar to the car that we're putting into production. Yes, we've topped up the fluids in it and we brimmed them to make sure that we didn't get any air pockets, but we're putting the downforce that you've seen here today into the hands of customers. And we can't wait to put these cars into production. Some people will perhaps know that unfortunately, tragically, we lost Sir David McMurtry in December last year. And so for us to be here, breaking another record at Sir David's house in a McMurtry Spéirling is just so meaningful. David was such a wonderful part of our company. He was such a great founder and such a wonderful man. And we're so proud to be able to continue to represent him and to continue his legacy with wonderful things like what we've done here today. During the rotation of the car, I was nervous, but I just had to think, okay, I need to be ready to drive the car forward, and I start hanging in the straps, and I just thought, got to focus, I need to make sure that I do everything right, because if I screw this up, I can drive straight off the platform, I could crash the car, it could fall off. It's all within my hands to either succeed or to fail. As soon as the platform started rotating me back upwards after I'd driven the car forward, I felt the most enormous sense of relief that we might actually pull this off. We might manage to make this unbelievable record actually happen. And then, for good measure, I was able to lay down some lovely 11s towards the house just over there. So it's been amazing to have Chris Harris here today as an independent adjudicator to really help us to show the world that there's nothing here that's untoward. There's been no cheating. We've genuinely rotated a car and driven it upside down using nothing but fan downforce that the car has in spades. So to do something like this takes an unbelievable team. And we're really lucky here at McMurtry. We've got 65 staff now, and they are the most passionate, the most wonderful group of individuals. They are an extended family of our team here at McMurtry. And they've done such a great job to make this car. And to be able to do this, to represent the company and to flip a car upside down and embrace them afterwards is just the most wonderful thing. I've been thrown in the lake and I couldn't be happier.